No, I'm not saying the population thing. Direct numbers is not what I'm trying to address there. What I'm trying to address is a fluctuating population. Everyone would constantly, because of fluctuating populations, war, disease, what have you, would suddenly find something in demand. If there was something that England produced, but they needed something from Germany, and vice versa. If England had a disease, Germany's production would be more required. Their economy would go up a bit. Then England would rebalance and their economy would match. And if something bad happened to, say, Germany or France or whatever, there will go down. And because of the imbalance between the two, England would go up. And then when they recovered, they went up, if that makes sense. They realized this. So I say they realized this because it's just whoever has the raw resources. So they colonized the world. The imbalance is what drove both up. The problem is when they did colonization, whenever they would, the other end of it would restore to their normal, it was still very low. So they just mistreated the fuck out of them because they couldn't defend themselves. You can't, you abuse France for so long, you get the 100 Years' War. I think that was between France and England. I'm an American. If I got that one wrong, apologies. Fucking, or no, was that England in England? No, that was the Rose War. Who did what war? I know there was a Peninsular War. So at some point they would fight back. Like that's just how the imbalances would always drive one economy or the other. After World War II, though, everything came more globalized. Everyone grew up off of differences and stuff, which you could say with third world countries, which, by the way, do not necessarily mean poor countries. It's they weren't on the Allies or the Axis. That annoys me when people get that confused. Because everyone's like, oh my God, look at this area. This area looks like a third world country because it looks messed up. Like what? It looks suddenly not Axis or Allies? What are you talking about? That's wrong correlation. But anyways, as everything goes up, though, then you don't have enough things for imbalancing populations. Everything stagnates. You hit a proper mathematical curve. And the problem is, the more money there is in the world, the more the differences grow. America aid things. We're also on the verge of hemp products booming. Yeah, again, anything where there's a market can start is where the most money is to be had. Nowadays, we're China 2.0. Nobody takes pride wherever in their work anymore. Nobody will fight. The 100 Years' War between France and England. I did get that right. All right, sweet. I like it to use the I'm American as an excuse. Okay, so to be clear on this, when it comes to certain histories, I use as an excuse. I do not use it as an excuse for geography. I try to get actual locations correct. That one I strive to have correct. But let's be fair, I did have an American education, and if I based my knowledge solely off of that, I would know nothing about world geography. Nothing. But if it comes down to it, if that particular point of history doesn't necessarily show up in strategy games, as bad as that sounds, there's a good chance I don't know. Should be considered as the 100 Years' War was a series of conflicts in Western Europe from 1337 to 1453, featuring the House of Plantagenet and its cadet House of Lancaster, rulers of Kingdom, and the House of Valois were the right to rule the Kingdom of France. Not good enough, artists that are getting good, Dutch and Spain. Generally kicked out of a local university for showing incorrect material. Americans in school aren't even taught U.S. history. They're more taught regional history for their state area. That right there, what Dominic just said, that is actually the issue. I've said before, I'll say it again. I didn't discuss anything other than when I grew up in Texas. I did not discuss anything other than Texas history until like the 5th grade. And the first thing I did for world history was, how did Christopher Columbus colonizing America lead to the colonization of Texas? That was my first project to learn about the world. Was I had to do how Columbus, America, Texas. I almost kicked out of uni for plagiarism in my time, so you can't win those scholars. And I ended up leaving my own before I finished. Only some ways you can word a sentence. Even if it's true, you can copy the truth, you can be in trouble. I'm sensing some bias towards Texas here. Look, all I'm saying is, while I was educated and I grew up in Texas, a lot of my early education what was about the Alamo. That was it. That is all you're allowed to get. The Alamo is the end all be all. Mexican revolutions and all that good jazz, but the Alamo most of all. For no one shall ever forget the Alamo. Where are my chalk blocks? Didn't I order like 90 billion chalk blocks? Why am I not seeing chalk blocks? I specifically ordered chalk blocks from you. Oh, I didn't put it on repeat, did I? Texas going big, that makes it a big target. It's not really, it's bad all over. Just Texas likes to go big. For me, Texas is the stereotype of America. That's what I appreciate. Most of the history class in my high school focused on Australia's role in Vietnam War, and I remember none of it. I'm not joking. I didn't know Australia was involved. I don't think I'd ever heard Australia was in that. Is that true? I feel kind of embarrassed, but I'm serious. I don't think I've ever heard that. I had never heard that. Okay, I feel a little bit better if there's only 2 units. One was an armored unit. More than you know. What? No. Actually, genuinely, truth be told, I wasn't taught much about it either. Where are my damn blocks? Amenifiz, give me a second. I'll give you a quick recap. Though I'm going to tell you the truth, it's actually stalled a little bit. The goal for today, I'm getting an F on it so far. The goal for today's mega project, and today in particular, is to add one more Z layer to the hill before I put the castle. Before I put the castle up on the motte. Because right now, the top layer of the motte is the exact same level as the top of the Bailey's wall. When in all pictures, the motte is taller, like just the dirt itself is supposed to be taller. So I figured I need to do one more layer to make the hill actually be overlooking the motte, the Bailey, before I put the wall, the outer wall, and then the castle on. In that order, I need to build up another floor, but I'm trying to do this out of stone now as we're getting closer to the castle proper. I have ordered stone blocks to be made, but a bunch of things have interrupted it. One, I forgot to put it on repeat, and then I got caught in a couple conversations. 2, we had dwarves being moody earlier, so I put them on a break, and that didn't seem to help because we have 2 reds and... No, one of them got slightly better. Huzzah. Huzzah indeed. So they have gotten slightly happier. Whatever I did, it must have worked. They went from red to yellow. That is a net positive gain. Praise be Armok. So for a time I had a bunch of people not doing anything so that they could hang out more and socialize. Because also a lot of people got dwarfed and none of them had friends, which means that I wasn't letting the dwarves socialize enough to make friends. That appears to work slightly, but it did mean that I was losing out on time for getting the blocks built. My little hair sticking out again. Now, in terms of the overall mega project, we're doing what that little picture was that I showed, which is a historical, though not effective, especially not past its, we'll say, era, castle design called a Motte and Bailey, which is essentially how to have buildings near each other and pretend it's a castle. Because all future designs were basically, what if we put the two parts together and just made it a full castle? And that idea worked wonders. Motte and Bailey, not so much. Also, we are built on 4 brooks. We have one coming from off map. We're built on 4 brooks, and this one was a success. I got it powering itself now to create a waterfall to either please the dwarves and or maybe clean the dwarves as they vacate the base. I think right now I did the high traffic path to make them go around the edges, which gives them a positive thought for a waterfall, whereas I could redirect it to make them go through the middle, and that would give them a proper cleansing. Which it looks like some of them got dirty because they got covered in water over here, and this pushed some blood out. So somewhere in there is apparently the actual need to clean, but I need to find some way to get less water pouring out over here. And I'm not 100 how to do that. Probably what could have happened is I could have done what I did back here. That would drop the water because we can see it's nowhere higher than 4s by the time it gets there. And this is direct numbers, so we get 6s. So really, if I stop the water, I could fix the waterfall by pushing this down and those down 1, forcing the water to drip out into the middle and then horizontally update outwards, dividing a division, meaning we're likely to only get 4s or less per tick. Boom. Nothing is dangerous. You're just scaredy cats. I was trying to do an accent. There's no way I can do Australian. Let's go Southern. I'd rather die in a firefight than a fracking bug or some sneaky danger noodle. With a 3 or so deep wading pool at the entrance, clean only their feet. No, Aminifiz, also welcome back to the stream. It's been a while since I've seen you. It would not clean only their feet. At least I don't think it would. They would get wet. I think it should clean all of them. Even though realistically the depth should only be their legs are lower. I think they all get wet. That's a good question. I now want to test to see how deep a wetness actually waters the dwarf. I decided all the nope around the time I could enlist, including years in JROTC. So I'm just a disrespectful little cunt. 3 deep, they won't walk through? No, they'll walk through 3 deep. I think they'll walk through 3 deep. They might not pathfind through 3. I know 2 they're fine with. 4 they bitch. 3 shouldn't be a problem. I don't even think they level swimming unless it's 5. Uh, 279,000-ish people, by the way, so around 1 person per square kilometer. I think 3 is the limit. Just FAQ. Yeah, no, I have the no clue. But the idea is that because it is a waterfall, not a pool, they do walk through it and then they get doused in 6 water. And that was giving some of them alerts because they're like, oh my God, I'm drowning. It's dangerous. And they were leaving things just in the ground there because they're stupid. Might be what they're bitching about now. I'm not entirely sure. Wait, how are you down there? How did you get sucked down here? Is there a guy down here? How, you moron, did you get sucked down there? I don't even know how to stop this. I guess can't disassemble that. I can disassemble this. Cool. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. How and or why were you down there? Can we have a priority on removing the axle? Please. Morons. I think he is far north Queensland. Gotcha. Even though his name's code qualified, not really a true drop bear. I'm a fake Aussie. Can be though. It sounds like one of the like with the kids. But you can be with the power of imagination. You too can be a smooth brain drop bear. And we be brothers. You'll have hooves for hands too. If I remember correctly, we're deployed with Aussies. That took you a long while. Do Aussies have Thanksgiving for driving? Oh no, I pop in every once in a while. Now, to be fair, I will argue that one. That is not what Thanksgiving is. That's not what it ever was. You can't conflate two time periods. Technically, if people stopped trying to change Thanksgiving, it would actually promote the true message or the true history, which is worse. Which is worse. I don't know why why we keep seeing people are like, oh, Thanksgiving's Day is bad, because if you look at the history, horrible thing, horrible thing, horrible thing. Why would you get rid of Thanksgiving then? Think about it. The purpose of Thanksgiving is to be thankful for the time when the first colonists, immigrants, invaders, whatever you want to call them, came over and the locals treated them nicely and saved them from certain death. And then we repaid them by being horrible. Like, trying to say that you need to get rid of it because you did horrible things actually blunts the point, doesn't it? Like, shouldn't you keep it there to be like, yes, let's celebrate the time when we were spared horrendous living conditions, and then remember that we treated them badly. If you try to say, no, we're going to change the definition of it to just remember we treated them badly, then it just sounds like we came here and treated them badly. Not we came here, they gave us common courtesy and we're decent human beings, and then we treated them badly. I don't understand. Like, you're going against your own purpose. Keep Thanksgiving. I will celebrate Thanksgiving every year. Like, it baffles me why you would do it any other way. We need a mechanic. Someone is not mechanicking. Where is mechanic? I'm gonna turn this on you in case I can't find him. No, we do. We have two mechanics. Why aren't you Grogrin and Sagoon not doing anything? Grogrin is constructing a building, and Sagoon is throwing it out in a stockpile. That's good. There's only a dwarf who's probably going to drown. No worries. I also have a turkey because it's convenient, even though I live in France. Manifest destiny. Basically, Thanksgiving. That's why on Thanksgiving this year, it's extra special. We celebrate, like we did, the founders did. We spread horrible disease. Here, have these smallpox-ridden blankets. That's not how that went down, though. We did not intentionally spread the disease. We didn't know what diseases were yet. The disease one doesn't even make sense. Again, the other things we did, even if we knew what we were doing when we did that, the other things were so much worse. Why would you not address the other things? The Trail of Tears was so much worse. That is actively torturing people, rather than the idea that we gave them a blanket with the idea that they would individually get sick and maybe not fight it off. Like, the smallpox blanket idea is such a passive little beta bitch idea. Like, it makes the Americans sound not aggressive. Like they didn't want to be involved in, like, here's some blankets, tee-hee. Where, like, if you go over the Trail of Tears, where we force march these people, that's so much worse. Again, why is that the story that keeps getting brought up is the smallpox blankets? Which, by the way, I'm not saying that no one gave them blankets and they didn't get smallpox. I 100% believe that happened. I do not believe that there was a massive intent behind it. But even so, it is such a weak ass thing because it would not have gone that far. Like, you get what, 1-2 tribes? No, the smallpox spread in larger numbers because of constant trade. A situation of blankets is not enough to spread that. It's too effective. It's like turning on all the lethalities in a pandemic. No, you need to have someone to keep spreading it over long periods of time. We did far worse things than a smallpox blanket. That's not even a story that genuinely happened. At least not the way it keeps getting brought up. I don't even know why that was it. They just keep getting rich and die because of the weather, because it actually killed more on accident than we did on purpose. That's what I'm saying. Like, there were a lot, like, the great majority of people died of disease and shit. That was all accident. Genuinely. So why would we focus on that? Because it has the numbers. You should focus on the ones that they did intentionally, because that had intent. That shit's harsh. Exactly. What are you talking about, a ship? I feel like I missed something. I want to try to deep fry a bird someday. Yo, we have to go through safety, or when I was in the military at the very least. I'm assuming Storm still has to do this. We gotta go through safety briefs every fucking year. That was, don't deep fry a turkey. For the love of God, don't deep fry a turkey. If you deep fry a turkey, you will kill half this base. We'll all die due to your stupidity if you deep fry a turkey. Let me tell you how fast you will burn to death if you deep fry a turkey. Every fucking year. Don't deep fry it. Don't deep fry it. Don't deep fry a turkey. Like, what? Why do you think I'm going to go around and deep fry this turkey? I got the mouse in the wrong thing. I'm hitting Q and nothing's happening. Exactly. Just have families flog an indigenous person before eating the turkey. So, a minute. That just sounds really bad. That sounds violently Australian. And never be thankful. No, I realized that you were joking. That's why I wasn't calling out your name or being like, hey, you need to get this right or anything like that. But you say it as a joke. Many people say it as if it's true. And it's like such a weird, nonsensical thing that would not make sense. Why are we not getting rid of this? I don't understand. How about this? Build a lever, even though this is the exact same people. Why don't we build a lever and put it up there and hook a lever up to the upper gear? There we go. We're trolls. Some of us are aware of our inaccuracies. Atheist pirates are never thankful. Trails of Tears manifest destiny. I don't know about the rest of these ogres, though. Oh, atheist pirates. I guess that's the boat. Heavy load? See, you're losing me, Thier. I feel like I almost missed something. Fucking Thanksgiving safety briefs. No, if you look at it, one, it wouldn't be masonry, it would be carpentry in that case. But when you try to get rid of it, it says needs mechanics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can bypass it by specifically doing a lever and having the lever connected to the axle up top. That guy may or may not die down there. He may get out. Who knows? I don't see a dead dwarf. The closest we have is a Ramsey way over there. One Professor Org. Again, not actually there. So I think he got out, whoever it was. Chef Blair D, again, not actually in there. No units nearby. Whoever it was is no longer there. But we need the ability to turn this off if necessary. Matter of fact, I'm just not going to have him try to deconstruct that wall because I know these idiots are going to find a way to get sucked in. Only if you measure the oil wrong. No. That's not these safety briefs. These safety briefs are like the ones that show you like the worst case scenario. Like, look at this video that definitely isn't acted, that we recorded from somewhere magically and the tape survived. Look at this person slip and douse themselves in the oil. Look, the turkey is boxing them. They died to the boxing turkey and the turkey pushed them in instead. This is why you never deep fry a turkey, because a turkey will deep fry you. But I went a little crazy at the end of that one, but I'm not that far off. They always come up with like these extreme ideas, and the implication is you are a United States soldier. You are literally so dumb, you are going to kill everyone. Like, they have one of them where it's like a video from a firefighter, and they're like, look at this superly massive fucking vat of oil that's like boiling right now, basically. And then they get like the world's fattest turkey. Like, I swear to God, this poor turkey was just force-fed stuffing for like 7 months. This turkey must have been like this close to dying to a heart attack. They just, so much is in this fucking turkey. Then they have it fucking frozen solid. They're like, look what happens when you drop a turkey in. And they drop it from like 5 feet up, and it goes, and it turns like a volcano, a la fucking kids science fair experiment with fucking, I'm about to say Pepto-Bismol, but baking soda and vinegar. And it's like, who does that? Who was doing that? Like, I swear to God. And it's like one of this thing filled with oil looks like it's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like, it's like almost industrial size. Like, it's always some massive thing to get extra oil freaking out and going everywhere. It's like, wouldn't you be more worried that we got that on the post? How the hell were we getting that gigantic tube on the tub on the post? Crazy people. It's a fantastic video, though. 10 out of 10 would deep fry a turkey again. To be fair, though, I was on duty 2 years ago for Thanksgiving, went around for my checks, found some soldiers trying to deep fry a turkey in their barracks room. Do not deep fry raw eggs. Don't deconstruct my old hometown. My parents still live there. Did they say? You have killed all mosquitoes as soon as you made the first pesticide available for sale. Who cares about Africa? So we got malaria killing millions, and no one cares about that. I mean, yes. I agree with you. Let's go over there right now. Pesticide the entire fucking continent. Also, Africa's huge. So we would have to do it strategically. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but yes. Fuck mosquitoes. I do not understand the point of mosquitoes. Let's end them now. I would pesticide the fuck out of it. Pretty sure you're supposed to kill, pluck, and gut the turkey first. A coin menacing with spikes. Nah, the set they had was fucking terrifying. Had flammables all near the fucking burner. Had it sitting against a wooden counter. And the atheist pirates are so greedy their ship will sink because they're not thankful. Does anyone know what he's talking about with atheist pirates? To be fair, though, that turkey was an asshole. He deserved it. They did wipe out malaria with DDT in the US, and we found it. It was really nasty stuff. Who cares? Who cares? Oh my God. It may be nasty stuff, but you know what? We're going to purge the world of mosquitoes once and for all. And I think that is something that the world can get behind. We never want to hear the word mosquito again. Yeah, turkey bullies all the other birds around them. Are turkeys atheist pirates? Is that what you're calling atheist pirates? Turkeys? Have you been talking about turkeys the whole time? I have never heard a turkey called an atheist pirate. Where did that even come from? Tracking dangerous, delicious. Sirlac, why is America more wealthy than Africa is now? Or not, they added more zeros again. Africa is obviously not a country, but the point stands. Everyone takes from them and we don't give a shit if they die. This is not completely true. I would argue that. We do. Now, the current countries that they are selling themselves to do not give a shit if they die. That being China. China is purchasing out Africa, tons of economic deals. It keeps getting brought up in my classes, and I swear to God, I'm the only dissenting opinion on that. The reason why, BT dubs, why I particularly have that is if any of you have seen me do strategy games, and I realize this is the real world and not strategy, but bear with me, I'm setting the precedent, is that I always go for economic or cultural victories. I like watching someone throw themselves against my Maginot line, dying pointlessly, and I shoot them with a culture cannon, and voila, McDonald's, they convert to my culture and I win. I love Woolulus. I love doing shit like that. And I swear that is all that China is doing in Africa, is conquering via cultural conversion. They're just convincing them to let them take more land. We'll improve the roads for our mining industry here, and now all this road belongs to us for 100 years though. And they sign off on it because they get nice roads. It is true that there is more things that could have been done to take care of, we'll say lesser, not lesser populous, you know what I'm saying, countries that aren't America. However, one, and this is not really a good excuse, but we pawn that shit off on civilians. Let civilians raise money and do it all the time. We have tons of non-government organizations that do that. One, and then two, at least we're not invading. The alternative right now that they have gone to is China, and China is invading them. They're being invaded. They're being invaded, and they're allowing it to happen. It's gonna go bad. This is all 100% accurate. He's literally not exaggerating. Oh, that's from the stupid turkey video. Yeah, no, it is. It's a fantastic video. Puts me right to sleep. It's like the most redonkulous setup, and it's like, you've done everything purposely to make this look worse. Please stop. And they're like, oh, but if you do this, this is how you're gonna die. And it goes everywhere, and they're like, look, the house burns. In 5 seconds, you're all dead. Thanks. Cool, I guess. Please fix caps lock mod. What happened? Does my chatbot still show it? I didn't see what happened with the caps lock. I'm guessing something happened. I don't know what it is. But all I'm now showing is just in caps because mods are law. And the way I'm reading that, or whatever it is, the way I'm reading that is, what's his name? Judge Dredd. I am the law. How do you plead? I knew he'd say that. Please fix caps lock mod. Hit the what? Mods are the law. I'm so confused. All right, I feel like I missed a conversation. Also, audio glitched? Why did audio glitch? I like how it says 10 seconds of silence, and this is what I'm hearing. Good. As long as it's not broken. I think something's wrong with their mechanics. They're just not doing anything. I'm upsetty about the new Final Fantasy 14 gear. Don't be upsetty. I'm like trying to muster up the courage when school is over to get back into Final Fantasy 14. We already know this is basically me getting back into an abusive relationship after what they did with crafting. Don't tell me they messed up gear. But yeah, huge tracts of lands not lived on that breeds mosquitoes and other nutty bugs. It would be easier to genetically mess with the mosquitoes and insert a genetic time bomb into the population. I mean, that's what we're trying to do now. They're doing some weird genetic nonsense to basically make male mosquitoes sterile. Like they'll have one generation and that next generation, all of those males will be sterile. That's what they're like working on now. I could not find the untimeout lol mosquitoes. Like everything serve a role in their ecosystems. I don't know what it is, but it's there. No, I refuse. I refuse that mosquitoes serve a role in the ecosystem. We had this crazy thing. We had this crazy thing in the Middle East where there was like a pole and it had a fucking hook on it, and the hook hanged what looked like an empty lantern, we'll say. Like imagine a Chinese paper lantern, but plastic and shitty looking. And inside of it was mosquito piss. It was a weird yellow liquid that was supposed to be mosquito pheromones. And this thing would absorb and trap like 10,000 plus mosquitoes a day. By afternoon, this thing looked terrifying. There was just this black buzzing mass in there, and more mosquitoes would keep going in, and they would compress the lower mosquitoes down. So it became this weird compact amalgamation of, I'm guessing, horny mosquitoes. It was fucking weird. There is no purpose in an ecosystem for that amount of mosquitoes near this thing. And it was like every day, or maybe it was like every 3 days. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it wasn't like a small container. It was like a biggish container, like bigger than a 2-liter tall. And this thing would just get absolutely, minus the top. I'm thinking bottom of 2-liter to top of the sticker on it that says like Mountain Dew or whatever. It would get fucking filled really fast. And they just put a new one there, a new bottle of fucking mosquito piss, whatever the hell the crap was. And it would fill again and again and again. It was terrifying, the fact that this thing was there. Because it's like, where are they coming from? Where? Why are there so many? Cats are intentional. I get very animated about army safety briefs. Blip that stow before he starts swearing on stream. Had a Judge Dredd reference. It was funny in context. They released the male sterility test batch in Florida. They only made their first mod thing, beating Cerelac to it. Oh. So I'm gonna be lurking. Gonna go play Fortnite for Dude's birthday to get him wins. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you for stopping by, Coca-Cola. Someone pick up my slack for making him go nuts. Hello, Coca-Cola. Shush, Mountain Home. Shh. I said good day. Corny mosquitoes, the best mosquitoes, but yeah, they suck. Get it? Get it? Those bags smelled awful. Do not rule 34 horny mosquitoes. Yeah, they suck at being horny. They have more like stingers. They're secondary pollinators and food for other things. But no, there was nothing there. It's the desert. There's nothing there. There's no need for this many mosquitoes. Whatever they're consuming, like there's always a degradation of, we'll say, energy, bioavailability between like successive layers of creatures. There's technically less energy in me eating a cow that ate a plant than me eating the plant, if that makes sense. Because the plant is cheating and pulling that crap from the sun. Everything after that, the cow eats it, but the cow burns it, you know, whatever. And then I eat the cow. The amount of time it took for the amount of plants that it ate probably could have fed me longer if I just ate it directly. This is one of the arguments vegetarians use, but you know what? They don't know how good a burger tastes. Anyways, a mosquito is eating from an animal to go back to an animal, even if you go with something eats mosquitoes. It's like adding in a layer where it doesn't need to be. Like, no. If it wasn't there, then it would have taken the energy from the other layer, which meant that anything that ate that would get more energy. Minuscule times big numbers, what I'm going with here, would get more energy, and whatever was eating it, this example frog, could just be eating a fly and getting more energy. Like none of it makes sense. How are they secondary pollinators either? They don't even go to flowers. They just go to your fucking armpits and try to eat you. They all die. Some other, that's what I'm saying. Some other insect will thrive, but at least the other insect won't bite me. Cows taste better than the grass because nature finds a way, you know? There are processes that transform nutrient X and plant into nutrient Y in cow. Okay, fair point. Mosquito burgers would take too many bugs to make. Male mosquitoes do eat pollen nectar. Oh, do they? Fuck them anyways. Doesn't matter anyways. All, we'll say globalism? Globalism is destroying all animals anyways. We're all going to be having to face horrible, highly aggressive creatures. I believe Alapega, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm only going off of what I gather off of news and or internet, but France is having an issue with this right now where Japanese hornets are popping up in France and just slaughtering the local bees and other bugs. I believe that's what I read. And I think the solution is to bring in Japanese bees. They produce less honey or something like that, but they can actually fight off Japanese hornets, from what I understand. I could be wrong about the country, but I thought it was France. Needing the iron and blood cells for their offspring. Well, good, kill the females. Well, they do, but only if there's no sugar around. Just make mosquitoes gay and problem solved. Again, I think that's what they're trying to do. The hornets are devastating or stuff. Yeah, so it was France. So, but my point being though, is that a lot of the things that are native to individual areas are slowly getting wiped out by Japan. Japanese hornets keep showing up everywhere, and they've been slowly killing out other bugs, which in some cases are actually fucking helpful. But in a lot of cases not. Which means now we're just gonna have to like degrade all insects in, oh, not I say degrade. In terms of honey production, it's a degrade. But degrade all insects into Japanese bees. Japanese humble bumblebees, whatever the fuck they're called. Well, stop throwing a tantrum. We're back to 2 reds. We started working again and they went from 2 yellows back to 2 reds. Joodle, stop it. I have high hopes for you, Joodle. You must be happy. The killer bees in Mexico are nothing. The killer bees in Mexico will get their asses fucking beat by Asian hornets. They're nothing. Also, someone did ask me a question. Greatest Banana says bananas. Then you said, do you play any other games other than Dwarf Fortress? I do, but do not. I do other games other than Dwarf Fortress when I have a schedule and an opportunity to stream other games. This past semester, due to Corona and other things, has basically slowly destroyed my life. So the only day I've been able to stream has been Saturdays. It was the one hard scheduling rule that I locked for myself from forever ago and stuck with. So Dwarf Fortress is on Saturdays. That's the only days I'm streaming. Ergo, the only thing I'm doing is Dwarf Fortress. When this semester is over and I start doing things in the middle of the week, I will do other games. So I do stream other games, but I do not stream other games on Saturday. Unless it's like around Halloween, in which case I do horror games, or it's around my birthday if it syncs up on a weekend, in which case I'm doing whatever the hell I want to do. That being said, coming up once the semester is over, there are 2 games, one of which is like, hard code is the wrong word, but one of which is on the short list that I have to stream, that I'm going to stream, is Persona 4. Someone said, hey, if I get you Persona 4, are you going to stream Persona 4? Or would you stream Persona 4? And I said, yeah, it's an RPG and I've been interested in it. I'll stream Persona 4. Then they got me Persona 4. Then a semester happened and I did not stream Persona 4. Now, in my defense, I also have not played it. I have been holding off on the Persona 4 so that I could stream it. So that is one. And there's going to be on occasional nights, depending upon the mood, it may just be like the game I stream at the end of other streams, Phasmophobia, because I love that game. I really do like Phasmophobia. I haven't done it in the past week, like at all my off time. Usually I'll do like a game or 2 before I go to sleep. I haven't done any of that in the past week just because the school nonsense has gotten even worse. And next Saturday we'll have a nice sit down about that. They're also huge. What about the killer bees in Mexico? So the killer bees in Mexico aren't directly that killer. The reason why the killer bees in Mexico were bad, and also someone got dwarfed. Hold on, because I don't have chat all the way down. I'm trying to catch up to chat. Hold on. Nuclear downgrades have degrade. The Hornets are more like Asian, not actually Japanese. My bad. I think they might come from Vietnam because revenge, you know, they serve that shit cold. You play Phasmophobia when possible with the demon voice. What type of other games do you play? Have you not read the combat logs? Strategy games, role-playing games, horror games, things where strategy can be implemented. And in all things, I really like the ability to come up with a plan that defeats something before I have to actually encounter it directly. Phasmophobia, I basically figured out, even the latest patch in the beta branch fixed the physics glitches that can save you from ghosts. So I've already discovered new ones. Now that one is admittedly more of an exploit, but I also know to around the 3 seconds when a hunt's going to end. I know based upon secondary characteristics what the ghost is. It's just a recent game I've been doing to point out. So within a very short amount of time, I can usually figure out what the ghost is and or whether or not I actually need to worry or care or how to respond to it. RPGs, it's the same way. Figuring out where the developers went wrong in their math to best exploit the game, I like doing. And then why do they keep putting the wood down? Okay, whatever. Forbidden, unforbidden. Someone grab this fucking wood. Because if you get a good character build going on, you can easily overcome what the opponent's going to be throwing at you. Strategy games are the same way. Hearts of Iron 4, you can get a lot more done doing national focuses a lot of times than direct war. So the idea of double plays and stuff in strategy games, things like that, reading the situations, Sherlock Holmesian style games, like trying to deduce what's going on, those are the style of games that I like. I do like first-person shooters, and I will occasionally be caught doing them. Not the latest one, but the previous Call of Duty one I did do at the beginning. However, when it comes to hand-eye coordination and I'll say reaction fighting, like Call of Duty basically is, I tend to be bad at it. So I'm less likely to stream those, even if I were to be playing them, just because I don't think they would be that interesting. No one wants to just see a guy lose over and over again. Except for in that particular Call of Duty, I did not lose because for some reason they made shotguns strong, and while I cannot aim well, I can respond to movement well. So I did the shotguns enough to get the platinum shotgun, or whatever that stupid crazy one was, which was basically I got every skin for every shotgun in the game to get the pretty shotgun. Gold is what you get for doing everything in that shotgun, and I got gold for all shotguns. Why? Because I am that casual trash when it comes to Call of Duty. if you played against me and you said, God damn, you're so bad at this game, you only use the 725 in the other one, you're right. I am trash. But I will occasionally do those games. Yes, multiplayer games are still up in the air. I have nothing against doing multiplayer games. I was half talking with Formal Blizzard, and by half talking, I meant I kept occasionally in his stream throwing out things of, oh, you like that game, I like this game. We should do these games. Part of that is I'll probably, perhaps at some point, be doing the Minecraft server. I have played on it, I just haven't done it on stream. My only issue with that is, if I word it correctly, me doing Minecraft would be like a 10-year sober crackhead being given a fresh batch of high quality. Realize probably shouldn't call it a batch, but I think I got it, the message across. What I like to do in Minecraft is mega dwarfy projects. So in order to get anything realistically done that I would be pleased with would require an inordinate amount of time that I'd either just have to do off air anyways, or I would be doing on air, and I feel would be probably taking up I'll say unpositive, unhealthy is a wrong word, unhealthy for the stream, unentertainingly large amount of time to do anything in that. So I'll probably be on and off on that server, but a lot of it may or may not even be streamed because I don't think the type of things I tend to do in Minecraft would transfer well. Maybe a couple of streams here and there to be like, this is the base I got, this is what we're working on, but probably not from the beginning. Or at least not from the beginning, but not like all the way through. And or if I were to do that, I'd probably end up doing more modded. I like the server. I'm not saying anything bad against the server, but it is vanilla, and I love electricity. Again, but that's just another one of those strategy bent things, because you do good at those modded ones, eventually you get the game to do itself, if that makes sense. Whereas vanilla, it's more things you have to do yourself. Even if you have like a creeper farm and stuff, it's either you know what I'm talking about or you don't when it comes to like the automation that a lot of the mods can give you. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship. There we go. I've now caught up to a Minifizz, getting dwarf number 3. I knew I'd catch up eventually. Minifizz, you are currently a hauler with no major skills to speak of. Huzzah. Minifizz, you have been gone so long that I'm going to update you on the Dwarf Fortress script. 1, if you are a dwarf and you type in the script again, it'll send you a whisper back. I got the bot officially acknowledged. It'll send you a whisper back saying that you are still alive. 2, if I'm not doing Dwarf Fortress, that script still works. It'll tell you whether or not you are still alive in my Dwarf Fortress game. 3, it picks a number related to how many dwarves there are available to pick. And because 4, if there are no dwarves left, I won't have to kill you. Sometimes at the beginning of a base, if too many people get dwarfed real fast, I have to kill off the later ones because we don't have the available dwarves. Now it keeps track of that number on its own for me. So yay. Yeah, it went from the dwarfing script to the master dwarf script, and now it's the total dwarf script. Even though admittedly there still needs to be like one more update to it, because right now I have 3 scripts doing separate things. And if we mix them together, it'll probably be the ultra dwarf script. Aiming at real proper things. Minifizz. Minifizz has a family, an extended family, not many of which are known to us, though there is a legendary peasant, a legendary soap maker, and a legendary lye maker, all of which are unnamed. Minifizz also has a lover, but their lover is not in the base, so their lover is probably, you know, loving with other people. Minifizz's one deity is a knoll, a male dwarf associated with fire, volcanoes, earth, and mountains, and Minifizz has 3 friends, Olin, Toll, and Tamek, all of which are unnamed dwarves. Aminifiz recently thought, I want to spend some time with my family. I'm alone. She thought this because she was unable to practice a craft for too long. Aminifiz is flimsy and quite clumsy. Aminifiz likes malachite, bronze, moss opal, and giant cave-toed leather. When possible, she prefers to consume giant wombat, guppy, lettuces, and perry, though she absolutely detests purring maggots. She has a very good feel for social relationships, but she has poor spatial senses and a lousy intellect. She dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Didn't someone have a mood earlier? Am I crazy? Did they make that item? Someone got possessed, right? Did they go crazy? I don't remember. I don't see anything about a mood though. So I guess they either went crazy or they made it. It's a good thing I remember things. Yes, new map for Phasmo. You were talking about the prison. That is in the beta branch. I have been doing quite a bit of the prison. I like the prison. There are some things that need to be fixed on the prison, but it has a nice mix of I can and can't escape. The ghost needs to show up in other locations. A lot of locations the ghost showed up in, at least for me, where I can easily escape it in these locations. And I feel like the map's greatest strength is the bar walls that it has in a primary hallway. And I haven't seen Wraiths effectively utilize that. So at least right now, I believe the developer needs to optimize how Wraiths go through walls. Because when I first saw that, I thought that as being, oh, this is a map where Wraiths are the most lethal. Because you have to go around these bars, but the Wraiths should be able to just go straight through them because they're walls. Wraiths don't seem to occur that often, and quite frankly, the areas I've seen the Wraith come in, they seem to go through the bar, but that's because that's naturally where a door was anyways, and they're not maximizing the use of that side, this side of the bar, so much as they seem to come from the like down the lanes, which causes issues. That side, this side should be like 2 seconds of travel for a ghost, but like 5 to 10 for you, depending on where you are. So that should be a Wraith strong point. I have not seen a Wraith optimally use that strategy yet. So that's my quick review on the new prison map. Yeah, mask it. Remember, the alert actually whispers back to people. If they type in dwarf and it doesn't do anything, it did something. I did it that way where I have it whisper back because particularly when I started doing the script, we had viewers who were shy and I didn't want them to feel like nervous about putting out a script and it necessarily getting people's, basically, you know, the exact opposite thing of what you just did. You're scaring everyone. No, I set it up so that it would whisper back to them so they wouldn't necessarily draw attention to themselves if their dwarf was already alive. Am I aware of the spiffing Brit? Yes, I am aware of the spiffing Brit. How do I word this correctly? I want to make this clear that this is all professionally. It's like one of those, oh, come on moments. So I'd had the idea when I started streaming and doing videos that if I got big enough, I could have a separate subset of the channel be me destroying games. You guys saw me doing this with Risk of Rain 2, where I did the physics glitches and how I tend to break down the games. That was partly kind of what the D&D playlist was, but that went over a lot of people's heads. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, you should just try to do the game for role playing. And, you know, I feel like you're trying to like be a nitpicky rules lawyer. And it's like, well, I am. It's kind of the point. But okay. And then like I was kind of aware of them, but it hadn't like sunk into me that is basically that channel's entire raison d'etre. And I pronounced that wrong probably. Alapega will have to murder me in my sleep. And there's another channel that does the same thing too. Like, so it's kind of a, he did it. But of course it was going to be done. There's no way that you get to 2020, or not 2020, when I was first doing it was 2019. There's no way you get to 2019 and nobody set up a channel of, here's how you exploit the fuck out of a game, folks. Why did no one think of this? But yes, I'm aware of the spiffing Brit. I do not like tea, unfortunately. So I could not sip all the tea power that he has. Carried a group of noobs through the asylum last week with your how to find your way out of the stairs. Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. Everyone acts like that map's fucking hard. It's not hard. It's not a hard map. Also, hold on. Ooh, I hit space and it made chat jump down. Oh God, I'm so far behind chat. Let me switch this over to chat bot so I can see what's going on. Trying to do this and the little one is slow and annoying. Horny mosquitoes, we're definitely past that. What types of games, we're definitely past that. Chat bot, don't tell me you're frozen. Multiplayer's still up in the air. DM, I try to check once if I haven't. Spiffing Brit. If he isn't aware of Spiffing Brit, to be surprised, you never know. Heard of a game called Iron Danger. That rings a bell, but in the I have awful memory sort of way. So I want to say yes, but I could not tell you any details about it. It may have only been that I heard about the game and nothing else. I don't really like that dude because he does stuff that we all do, but he's better at us at marketing. That's not someone who likes to exploit, so I cannot comment. Sips a cup of coffee, realizes it's not tea, and coughs it off. Heresy. He set the nether on fire with cold fire once when we played, crashed their server. That shit was funny. Mina Fizz was Dwarf 5 days ago. Keck. Sirlac, you are currently alive. Yep, still says alive. Pretty sure saw my name earlier. Passed by, but let me check anyways. Dwarf, you're still alive. Sure I am. Dominate, you're alive. Mass Kitten, you're alive. That seasonal saves he doesn't do his demanded exercise. Shit, you're right. I'm sorry. It is the hour thing though, so I'll do that now. Hold on. He needs more. Do I need to expose you more? People been loving it. Made me weep. Wait, what? Like the last gas spell? Nobody believes you're talking about me because they don't know how sarcastic you are. I give on that after like the second time. I just use it to compliment other streamers now. I'm bad at complimenting streamers. It always turns out like this. Iron Danger's tactical combat game with unique time. I never before seen. Yes, I have now. I do know what you're talking about. It's the one where you had the lady, or it's like a weird RPG thing at the beginning, and you had to go down the outside hallway, and then there was a well and it blew up, and you had to keep rewinding and getting the people to be like timed right to get through the combat. I did see that. I was slightly, I'll admit this, I was interested, but not as interested as other games have been, mostly because I felt like what would happen is I would get stuck trying to perfect every step, and I felt like that would not be that entertaining if I were to do it my way. It might be. I'm always, I think, underestimating you guys. There is a, not zero, there is a, I'll say a sizable chunk of you guys who will basically just watch me slog my way through anything, and you guys are amazing, and I keep underestimating you. But also I'm at school right now, so I have no brain left for regular amounts of estimation. I have a Steam key of it if you're interested. I might actually have it. Because I remember playing it. I don't know if that was a demo or what. Hello, C Mountain Home. Cut that out. Some extra people. Hello, Raiders. Wait, we have Raiders? Where did we get raided? But Mountain Home, I was here all along. Why are we the greeting twice? That's because it crashed and I shut it down and brought it back up. Were you really though? You missed, but greetings are the bestest. Mountain Home's welcome is broke as fuck. I forgot mine. I was like the first thing people set it up eons ago. D&D rules on last gas spell says all water in radius is turned to sand, even water in caster's body. Me too, Dominic is literally the first greeting. I got away with making it that long. No, it did greet you the first time, but it crashed, so I brought it down and brought it back up. I feel like I missed part of chat. If I got raided, I should have been an alert. I don't see it anywhere though, so I don't know what we're talking about, but thank you anyways. Send me a whisper if you want it. All right, hold on. I need to write your name down because again, bad memory. The greatest with a capital G, banana. I spelled your name wrong. Banana, no, motherfucker. Banana. 12. All right. Circle your name. and then say iron danger. Iron danger key. Look to see if I have iron danger key. All right. Now you're right. So someone did call me out. The bestest banana. There are, Jesus Christ, I didn't think there was that many. For those of you who are watching on the YouTube archive channel, when I upload this to the archive, thank you so much for watching. I'm about to be very tired.